23 yards for the score on the ground.
Yeah, we're going to see him on Sundays, I think it's pretty safe to say, courtesy of CBS. Joining us now on the Right to It Guest here on Fox Sports 910, the longtime voice of the Oregon Ducks, the number one Oregon Ducks. Jerry Allen joins us here on Rock and Minuch. How you doing, Jerry? What's going on?
Hey, guys, I'm doing good. We're in sunshine, blue skies. It feels like the start of summer here. What's going on, huh?
Oh, I love that. Love that. Hey, I got to tell you, I'm a Fiesta Bowl Yellow Jacket for the last 25 years, and a couple weeks ago we decided to go to that game you had against Ohio State, and there were about 50 of us, and we had an unbelievable time. I mean, what a game that was. I just got to tell you, the fans there are unbelievable, how nice they were to everybody, how despicable, the whole 9 yards. The next time, Jerry, I come up there, all I ask is there any shortcut to get out of Eugene to get to Portland? Because it was a good 3.5 hour drive to get out of there, because it was crazy.
Yeah, actually there is, if you can get your helicopter license, we'll let you land.
But it's so cool going to the game, everybody driving. We were in Portland, and then everybody coming back. What an atmosphere. That is college football at its finest, isn't it? That type of crowd that you guys have.
Yeah, it really is. What's amazing about it is that it's a 60,000-seat stadium, and so you're not talking about like the big house, 110,000 people, and you think, okay, there'll be a lot of people there, and the parking lots will be full, and they'll party and have a good time. And you get inside, and it'll be loud, but not that loud. From people driving in until the game starts, until you try to drive out, it is an absolute perfect party. It really is. They know how to do it, and they really enjoy it. And they haven't had a team at number one a lot, so they're really enjoying where they are right now.
And by far, being in this business and Minuch playing at Kansas State, it is the loudest stadium in college football, hands down. There is nothing louder. And you would probably agree, right? You've been everywhere.
Yeah, well, to us it is. And a lot of it is that great big overhang on the main side of the seating bowl. The sound reflects up off of that big overhanging roof and then comes right back down into the bowl. And so that contributes to it. But fans they just enjoy the opportunity to let their voices be heard. It's always been a loud stadium, but when you're playing good football, they know how to turn it up a notch. So,
Jerry, you look at this team. You guys are 6-0 in the Big Ten play. A lot of folks realize you've played a lot of Big Ten games, but Rock alluded to the very first that game against Ohio State. You dodge a bullet against Idaho. You have a hell of a game against Boise State. Then all of a sudden, this team seemed to catch some traction, scoring over 40-plus games on average the last 4 or 5 games. What clicked? What changed? Was it Dillon Gabriel getting on track? In your mind, what was it that kind of got them off the schneid?
Well, I think with the transfer portal, I think you're seeing a lot of teams, even the teams that are in the top 10 or top 5 right now, early season weren't the teams they are now, because it takes a while when you play real games, not practice games, real games, for guys to get that communication and that automatic, I know where you are, brother, you got my back, I got yours. And I think in the first couple of ball games, Oregon went through that, trying to adjust. They were adjusting to somewhat of a new offensive line. Iapande Alulu was snapping. Charlie Pickard was snapping. They were kind of sharing that duty. The offensive line hadn't gelled yet. They weren't communicating the way they needed to. I think when they settled into Alulu as the center, and then everybody else got into position, and they pretty much stayed with that starting lineup in the offensive line while rotating some guys in. I think that was the key. The offensive line allowed this team to start operating.
And on top of that, Dillon Gabriel, I looked at his numbers last night. I knew he was good, Jerry, but 75% completion percentage. He's got the 19 dingers, only the 5 picks. But the thing that stands out with your receiving core in this passing game, he's averaging close to 10 yards per completion. You guys are getting the ball down the field on a regular basis.
Well, we're going to miss Tez Johnson, who was a big part of that. They won't have Tez, but Trayshawn Holden stepped up. And the other guy's Justice Lowe, who wasn't getting a lot of playing time, a little bit here and there, didn't play much at all last year, but he's kept at it. He's kept practicing. He's kept waiting for his turn. And now he has become a guy that Dillon Gabriel trusts. So he's got trust in Evan Stewart, who transferred to Texas A&M, from Justice Lowe, who is the new guy that has earned that opportunity, and Trayshawn Holden. And then you throw in the tight end group, Terrence Ferguson and Pat Herbert and Kenyon Sadiq, who is just a young guy that's just a specimen. He's an athlete. And Dillon has people he trusts now. Plus, the other thing he does is he has a calmness about him.
3 minutes.
Once that ball is snapped, you don't see the happy feet. You don't see him worrying about what he's going to do. He feels the pocket. He feels the presence. And if he doesn't have somebody open, he'll check down or he'll throw that ball away. So he's got weapons that he now knows and trusts, even though they're missing Tez Johnson, which was huge. He still has too many other guys that can make things happen.
Longtime voice of the Ducks, Jerry Allen, joining us. I know you didn't see Norm Van Brocklin play or maybe Dan Fouts, but you have seen Joey Harrington and Justin Herbert and Marcus Mariota. Where are you putting Gabriel in on that list? Is it too early to put him on that list? We have to wait till the season's over?
You know, you like to wait till the season ends, see if you can get that national championship, maybe win a Heisman. Right now, it's tough not to put him ahead of a guy like Marcus Mariota, who was, in my mind, still the best. He was special. I think Bo Nix last year, the last couple of years, certainly last
2 minutes,
year, was very much like Dillon Gabriel. When Bo left, we're like, okay, now what do we do? How do you replace a guy like Bo Nix? And then Dillon Gabriel steps in, and it's like you never missed a beat. Joey Harrington was special. I got to watch Chris Miller play. Of course, went on to play in the NFL. Watch Fouts play. Oregon has been a school that has a lot of quarterbacks that have come through and done very, very well. So when you look at Dillon, I'm going to put him in the top 3 right now with a chance to move right up and share that spot with Marcus Mariota.
Hey, Jared, this is Jax. I find myself every week watching the social video that you guys put out there at Oregon, and it always is so unique to see Dan Lanning's pregame speeches or what kind of speeches he has at the beginning of the week. This last week, I'm sure you saw with the whole gladiator thumbs down thing and calling a timeout against Michigan just to see the fans leave the stadium. Talk to us. What's he like as a person when you meet to him week to week, and how is him, I guess, transformed?
1 minute. 1 minute.
Well, he is a special person. He thinks in terms differently than any of us do. He sees both sides of the ball. When I watch him in practice, he just doesn't miss anything. He's a very detailed coach, and he's able to get across to his players and to his staff exactly what he sees, exactly what he sees wrong, and exactly how he wants things done. And they've formed this chemistry as a staff and now the team, and they're all playing at the same level and coaching at the same level. Dan Lanning is the leader of that. He's, I've had some great coaches here, the Mike Bellotti's, Chip Kelly's, Rich Brooks. I mean, even there's a guy I think at Miami right now that, recruited pretty doggone well here. But Dan Lanning, in my mind, is the best coach that I've been able to work with. He just seems different. He understands how to motivate. He understands how to communicate with young people, and he understands what he needs to do and say for them to believe in him. It's different than I've ever been around.
Jerry, I saw those about 2 weeks ago. ESPN did a thing on him, how many clocks he has go off in the morning. Did you lend him one of your digital clocks about 3 weeks ago? He's got 8 of them. How does that work?
I was surprised when I heard that. I thought this is the guy that probably goes to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning and automatically wakes up at 4, can't go back to sleep until he goes to work. So I was really surprised when I heard that he had so many alarms.
Jerry, we know Arizona State or Arizona's not playing Oregon this week, but we thank you for taking a few minutes. We really want to catch up with you. And I personally want to just thank you, that fan base, for the hospitality they gave us, the Fiesta Bowl a few weeks ago. It's just amazing. And what a spectacle that was, seeing everybody, get on that field and everything else. But next year, though, I'm coming back up, and I'm going to hit you up for that helicopter pad. All right,
that's right.
That was
okay.
Fun,
right.
So
you make sure you get upstairs to see me. I'd love to see it. I'll just tell you this, and I'll be very honest. When Oregon fans talk about going to a bowl game, I know the Rose Bowl was the Pac-12, and it was the big granddaddy bowl, but the bowl game that Oregon always wanted to go to was the Fiesta Bowl, because we got treated so unbelievably well at the Fiesta Bowl. Thank you, and congratulations to what you built there. It is the best.
Appreciate that. Very kind words, Jerry. Thank you. That's Jerry Allen. He is the voice of the Ducks. Appreciate him taking some time with us today here on Rock Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910. Coming up, we will have our Learner in Row one call. That's all. We're going to take you back to yesterday where I got a very interesting email or text that I'm going to read to you, and it has to do with what happened on Tuesday night. It's Rock, it's Banucci, it's Fox Sports 910.